let's do Meghalaya
in Nagaland in that order.
Just be getting in the leads for the key constituencies also. In fact,
Meghalaya, we got 14 leads now for the MPP. 14 leads. BJP 5.
Yes.
Trinamool 7. Congress really stuck at 2. Congress tally not moving at all. Congress, the big headline right now. Congress in big trouble in Tripura, in Meghalaya. Really big trouble in Meghalaya. Four-cornered contest between the NPP, BJP, TMC and the Congress. And this election had become very, very critical after the cracks appeared in the bond between the allies of the ongoing government, NPP and BJP. But on the ground, the TMC seems to be pushing away the Congress. So the TMC is emerging as the key player and the Congress gets further fragmented.
Arnab, Mukul Sangma has been contesting from 2 constituencies. Yes. He's currently leading in one in Songsak. He's leading. The Trinamool Congress is leading there. 5 times MLA AL Heck is now
what about leading. South Tura? Do you have South Tura number?
It's not.
Well, you just told me about Songsak constituency of Mukul Sangma, right?
Mukul Sangma.
Yeah, so Mukul Sangma, viewers, a very, very important player out here, ex-chief minister of Meghalaya, very charismatic guy, current leader of the opposition. Right, he switched to the Trinamool Congress in November last year. And he's contesting from 2 seats. One is Tikrikila and the other is Songsak. And you're giving me the Songsak number. Tell me what's happening in Songsak.
As far as Songsak is concerned, Mukul is leading, and we're just getting in the numbers for South Tura. South Tura also. South Tura Conrad Sangma is leading.
By the way, the BJP has gone past the halfway mark in Tripura. So the BJP is sweeping Tripura. Big win out there. Big win, Tripura. Big win there for the BJP. If you're getting any key candidates, please tell me about it. But the story this morning is that Conrad Sangma is achieving what many people saw as impossible. National president of the NPP and the current chief minister of Meghalaya, son of Purno Sangma, ex-Meghalaya chief minister, who was the Lok Sabha speaker, and he's set for another term.
And in fact,
Conrad's brother is also now leading.
Trinamool growing at the expense of the Congress party in Meghalaya.
The Trinamool growing at the expense of the Congress party in Meghalaya. And can I just get the latest numbers on Meghalaya also on the screen out here? Viewers, I think Nagaland is it's an absolute BJP sweep. And if you look at 18 out of, I mean, if you got total number of trends that you have, if you got Tripura on the screen out there, then Tripura they've got 32. If they have an alliance with the Tripura Mota, then it comes up to about 42. But they may not need it. As far as Meghalaya is concerned, the NPP, BJP comfortably getting 29 out of the 45 leads that we are projecting so far. But the NPP may be able to form a government on its own. The C-voter numbers which have been showing the leads coming in. Yeah, please go on.
In fact, from Tripura, let's just, if you can just take our viewers through the key constituencies. Manik Saha, the chief minister, is leading from Bordowali constituency. That's Manik Saha. And Swapna Debbarma of the Tripura Motha is also now leading there. So Tripura Motha is at least in 2 constituencies we are seeing that they are leading. IPFT, which is an alliance with the BJP, hasn't opened their account as yet. As far as Meghalaya is concerned, more leads now coming in for the NPP. It clearly looks like
let's
NPP
get an overall picture of what we are seeing from Tripura, from Meenakshi, who's in our newsroom. Shaman, you want to toss over to Meenakshi? She's in our newsroom. She's from Tripura. She tracks Tripura really closely.
The alliance in Nagaland, the NDP BJP
let's just quickly go across to Meenakshi right now. Meenakshi has been tracking it very closely. Meenakshi, as far as it does look like a clear sweep for the BJP, what more are you picking up?
Yes, absolutely right, Shavan. जो अभी दिखाई दे रहा है कि बीजेपी के लिए खुशखबरी आने वाला है त्रिपुरा से, क्योंकि नंबर्स है बहुत जल्द वो बीजेपी लीड कर रहे हैं और 32 अभी जो लेटेस्ट हमारे पास खबर आ रहा है 32 सीट्स में त्रिपुरा में बीजेपी लीड कर रहा है। और अभी तक जो खबर है, जो अलायंस का खबर है, वो अलायंस अभी 14 जो सीट्स हमारे नंबर्स जो दिखाई दे रहा है 14 के नीचे है वो अलायंस का नंबर। तो ये साफ है, ये त्रिपुरा का इलेक्शन का रिजल्ट जिससे 2024 के जो लोकसभा इलेक्शन के सेमीफाइनल जिसको जिसको बोला गया है, इससे ये साफ है कि बीजेपी का क्लीन लीड है त्रिपुरा में। और जो अलायंस के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, जो अलायंस के बारे में झूठ हो रहा था, वो एकदम नीचे गिर रहा है, ये साफ हो रहा है। और जो वीवीआईपी कैंडिडेट्स है त्रिपुरा में बीजेपी का, उनका भी लीड क्लियर है, मार्जिन बहुत ज्यादा है अभी तक जो खबर हम यहाँ से मिल रहा है। Shavan.
Well, a lot of people telling us how are we getting the fastest numbers? Well, we have alliances with Prague News, News Live. We have the C voter data. So what we are doing right now in Republic is that we are getting multiple sources of information which are coming in, and our team is putting the fastest numbers out live. Let's look at the overall picture again. Shavan, what are you seeing in the overall picture? Can you just bring us up to date with the numbers?
As far as Meghalaya is concerned, let's begin with Meghalaya. It seems the NPP is making the clean sweep right now. 22 that goes to NPP as far as BJP is concerned. Now that the big story also, Arnab, is that if you really look at if this number stays on, then there's a big win for the BJP too. 9 seats to the BJP means perhaps for the first time ever.
The BJP makes a very strong entry.
BJP has made that kind of inroad in the state of Meghalaya, where it has largely been seen as the anti-minority party. That image has been completely destroyed.
Because the BJP's overall strategy has always been to get into an alliance and enter a state and then use it to sort of, make its mark or eat up the party. But the NPP is too big a party to do that.
But Arnab, the other way of also looking at it is that they would have been worried if the UDP or the other smaller parties, they were getting more numbers. It would have been far more difficult. Today, if the BJP makes that, the BJP and the NPP coming together is far more safer for Conrad Sangma than actually looking at the regional party. But this is a big number. Surprising. 9, if we can actually, let's look at.
UDP is not doing that well. UDP is, if you look at it,
UDP was trying to pan itself as the pan Meghalaya state, but it seems that they have not opened their account. And if you really look at the account-wise tally, the region-wise tally also, Garo Hills, which has the maximum number of seats of over about 24 seats, it seems the NPP is doing phenomenal. They have got about, we're getting this, in Tura itself, they have got more than 5 seats right now. And in Trinamool Congress is also doing well, because that's also because of Mukul Sangma being from
and of course Conrad Sangma, who's the president of the NPP, is leading from South Tura. South Tura, which is historically South Tura has always voted for has voted for John Leslie K. Sangma, who contested as an independent in 2013. Agatha Sangma, who contested as an NPP ticket.
James,
it's actually seen to be a bit of a swinger seat. It's a delimited seat. It's a swinger seat, and this contest for the seat is between Conrad Sangma and the BJP's. BJP's put up Bernard Marak, and the Congress has fielded Brenzil Marak in this seat. So swinger seat going strongly for just a small aside I gave there as far as Conrad Sangma's results are concerned.
In fact, his brother James Sangma is also leading from Dadingre.
I also want to give some updates as far as individual seats are concerned. Of the seats where the BJP is in the lead, and I'm talking here about Tripura, Bagbasa, right now BJP in the lead. It was not in power there in 2018.
It was the CPM that was in power.
Then Juvaraj Nagar, it was not in power in 2018, but it is leading now. Then there is Kamala Sagar and Ampi Nagar. In all these 4 constituencies, the BJP, I find, was not in the lead in 2018, but is in the lead now. Now, this is very interesting, because whenever I see a trend like this, I am actually seeing a positive vote for the BJP. Then it would have achieved the unachievable, that it is actually gaining seats in areas where the party was not in power. Can I get the camera angle fixed on this frame, please? Where the party was not in power in 2018. So I find that very fascinating out here, that there is a bit of a incremental improvement for the BJP beyond its performance in 2018. So the BJP bettering a fantastic 2018 performance. And here's where you really need to talk about the ability of the BJP to change its candidate at the last minute, to change the chief ministerial face. The party is not a minority alliance partner. It is, and you've got a Congress CPM alliance. The party is gaining. I think that's very smart strategy. We'll have to talk to Himanta about this later.
Well, in fact, almost all
Lutyens the strategy, Arnab.
He is the strategy. Himanta is the strategy. Let me put it simply to you. Himanta is the strategy.
Yeah.
Let's be clear about the Northeast. Himanta is not part of the strategy of this man. He is the strategy. Yes, please.
In fact, in the 20, like if we just, an anecdote as far as Himanta is concerned, in the last elections, he was in Tripura, flew down at late night, and he in fact referred to the interview that Kamal Nath had given to Republic TV. He said that senior leader aa gaye, Congress ki sarkar nahi bani abhi tak. Himanta said in the next 1 hour, Himanta ensured that all the independents come together in the state of Meghalaya. And
he has done that nip and tuck job this time in every of the states that have gone to poll.
And imagine, even in the tribal areas, they are doing much well.
Interesting bit coming in from Meghalaya, where Conrad's party seems to be doing little better. If you look at it region-wise, they seem to be doing little better in Shillong than Tura. Is it surprising?
Well, in fact, that would have been their strategy even in this elections, because in Khasi and Jaintia Hills, they wanted largely not to be seen as the party from Garo Hills. That's an image that they also want to shed, because remember, this time the Khasis are saying for the longest time it's the Garo who's been a chief minister. We want a Khasi as a chief minister.
Correct.
That image is going to change, and if the more seats that they get from there, it's a good news actually for the NPP. And I would say that with BJP doing that well,
I think what is going to happen here is that the vote share of the BJP will go down, the seat share will go up. No, I'm talking about Tripura.
Okay.
Eventually, you will see the vote share go down. You see, it's quite clear here. The party had only about 1 or 2% vote share till 2018. Then suddenly it becomes the ruling party. It gets 43%, 44%.
Yeah.
Then you have this alliance which is coming up. Yeah. Then you have the Tripura Mota which comes in. You fragment the vote. You break the vote. You deal with a volatile political situation. You send Himanta in. You break the vote. You even if the BJP gets 35%, 37% vote share, it's probably going to be winning in Tripura. Subir Bhaumik is with me on air. Subirda, good morning. So far, what do you make of what you are seeing out here? I think it's all very good news for the BJP overall. Subirda, quick word from you. I don't think I can get him there. Kamru, don't be disappointed. You've managed to rout yourself again. The direct impact of the Bharat Todo Yatra on the Congress party viewers. The Congress party has managed to tear itself from whatever little vote share it had left. In fact, it's nowhere. In fact, the remarkable story about the Congress post Bharat Todo Yatra is absolutely nowhere. You've broken every possible electoral cycle. What is the moral of the story? Any lessons, Kamru? You're not saying anything. Rajat, why is he not saying anything? Charu, there is not a word from Kamru today. What happened?
Arnab, can I come in?
Yeah, go on, please.
This communist basically Arnab, you see these elections
not a single
of the Northeast in the 3 states. Come on, who is this?
You know, the astonishing thing is the entire state goes into election and not even a single leader of the Congress party even ends up going there for campaign. I mean, how can a political party be so naive about state elections and public sentiments that they don't even go and present a face?
But I think the bigger story is here, the bigger story that I find is the BJP making inroads into Meghalaya, Charu. This is interesting.
Can I come in, please? Yes, absolutely. And Arnab, this is a result East but Act East policy of the Narendra Modi government. We've made sure that everything that went on under the guise of development in the Northeast has come to a stop, and only development happens. We are making sure that we're reaching every last village in every last hill in the Northeast, and that result is showing. So even in Meghalaya, moving on from merely 2 seats 5 years ago to approximately going to be in a position of considerable power, I think it's a huge feat. And
I would like to go across to Shillong.
Clean sweep.
I'd like to go to Shillong. Raymond Kharmujai and Professor Xavier Mao have been waiting for a long time. Can you hear me, Professor Mao? First, Professor Xavier Mao, are you there? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.
Ahead.
Thank you. Sorry for keeping you waiting. I just wanted to first get the numbers out there. I'm sure you're seeing some of these numbers yourself, Professor. And you know what surprises me is that I'm not sure, you know, I have some association with Shillong. I had 3 fantastic years as a student at St. Edmunds a long time back. But I don't know, when I speak to my friends in Shillong, I'm not sure of what really is working for Conrad this time. What is working for the NPP this time?
I think even for the NPP, even this time is strong. I think NPP will get a very good number, both in Garo Hills and also in Shillong, including even Jantia Hills.
But what's working for them? Professor, what's working for them? Is it because they broke away from the BJP, or is this whole question of a Christian vote factor not really relevant in the Northeast anymore?
Well, the BJP has not spelled out the way it has been done in other places. Therefore, the BJP leaders in the Northeast and in Shillong are saying that there is not at all a problem for the minorities, even beef eating or church activity, etc. Absolutely, there's no problem. Therefore, the people think that that is not at all a problem.
That's interesting. Very interesting. Can I just put one question there to Raymond, please? Raymond, can you hear me, Raymond? Raymond, can you hear me? Okay, I'll link up with him in just a minute. Shawan, you were saying something there.
Trinamool seems to be appearing or retaining rather its position as the opposition party going by the numbers.
I find the Shillong numbers very interesting. I would like to go to Bidhayak Das, a senior journalist and political
UDP got its numbers
from Shillong. And before I go across to you, Bidhayak, can you hear me? Bidhayak? I can hear you, Arnab. Before that, I want Abhishek to give latest numbers or
all right, to going by seawater, Arnab, the tally as it stands, Leeds available 49 and the seats 60 assemblies, constituencies in the assembly, of which the NPP has, I'm going region-wise, state-wise, the NPP is leading in 19 seats, the BJP in 7, we have INC in 7, and then you have UDP in 6 and the Trinamool in 9.
In 9.
Yes.
So here's the big picture here, Bidhayak. Now these are your numbers. Now with our channel partners and our ground reports, our numbers are even better for the NPP. According to that, the NPP is on 27, BJP is on 8. So between NPP and BJP, though they are not firmly in an alliance, you are at 35 out of 59. You have Trinamool at 9, you had Congress at 8, UDP at 6. So the picture is firming up, Bidhayak, in Meghalaya. My question is that if the NPP falls short of the halfway mark, will they get into an alliance with the BJP or have some kind of a working association with the BJP? You can't stay out of the house. You'll have to participate in the government.
There's a Nagaland model. There was no opposition.
Let's get Shawan, Bidhayak, and then Shawan on that. Yeah, Bidhayak.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, the numbers that are showing NPP 27, BJP 8. I mean, these numbers, just speak for itself. And I think from where I'm sitting in Shillong here, we're seeing again a BJP and NPP government coming back. It doesn't matter what was said during the election. We had the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, actually speaking out against literally the Chief Minister and the kind of corruption charges that were there against the NPP-led government here in Meghalaya. But I think the deal is pretty much done insofar as I can see it. It's the NPP, BJP, and if they need the numbers, there's always the regional party, the UDP. And remember, we still have to, I think the vote count from the rural areas, that is the West Khasi Hills, and all those areas are yet to come in. And that's where you'll get the numbers for the regional parties like the UDP, the PD, the MD, MDP and the other parties and the HSPDP, they are going to get some numbers. These are all going to cobble up into a coalition for the NPP and the BJP to form a government again. That's how I see it right now. And if for some reason, if the NPP does not cross the halfway mark, and if the BJP is not willing to come together with the NPP this time, which I think is very unlikely, then I really don't know, because you have the TMC here, which is going to play I think, a part here. TMC is definitely emerging. We see 9 here, but I think the TMC eventually will get somewhere between 12 to 15 seats. That's the prediction, and I think TMC is headed towards that direction.
You know, broad picture again for...
Prime Minister retweeted Pema Khandu's tweet in the morning, which is about some development project which Pema Khandu is...
No, if you want the national picture here, national picture is that ahead of the 2024 elections, the BJP will enter the government in 3 northeastern states. And I think that's huge. Second national picture here is Congress is completely wiped out. There was a period of time up to which one said Congress is the party to beat. The Congress is the party to ignore in the Northeast. The Congress does not exist. So here we are seeing a situation where viewers, I have been saying forever, please don't go by what 257 Twitter followers talk on Twitter about the Bharat Todo Yatra. Bharat Todo Yatra has been an unmitigated disaster. The people have completely and totally rejected the Vadra Congress, which is an inconsequential player being in the Northeast. It's a non-entity. You are not even a regional party. You have no respect anymore.
That's an overstatement and a biased judgmental statement that you are putting out here.
Kavro, if that was the case, just look at the numbers right now. Let's look at the numbers right now from Meghalaya itself.
Let me finish. Please have the courtesy.
No, I have a lot of courtesy, but I just have to show the courtesy to Matoshi Longkumar, if he's there, please.
1.5 years in waiting. Thank you.
Yeah, 1 second. Can I just go to Mr. Longkumar, please? He's MLA of the NDPP, joining us from Indecent. Can you hear me, Mr. Longkumar?
Yes.
You've been hearing the commentary, sir, and your thoughts on the overall picture that you're seeing, overall Northeast. I also want you to make a specific comment on how you see the picture in Nagaland, sir.
Nagaland, it is a foregone conclusion. NDPP and BJP is forming the government.
They crossed the halfway mark.
They have, and all the cabinet ministers.
Yeah, sure.
Just quickly, the Deputy Chief Minister, Y. Patton, is now leading from TU. Then you have... Cognac is from the very place, from the Mount district, the very district where there was the huge tussle with the army. There too you have the BJP clearly leading.
Yeah.
And then you have Rio.
But I think you can take the discussion with the NDPP legislator forward while I just look at the total numbers, please. Yeah, go on.
See what BJP
was telling us about the picture in Nagaland. Can you just take it forward with Mr. Longkumar while I look at the numbers, please?
Mr. Longkumar, as far as this was a foregone conclusion, the entire alliance has clearly worked for you. The numbers are really in your favor. NPF seems to have been completely decimated. Your take on this the picture that is emerging right now?
No.
NDPP and BJP coalition will rule the state for another 5 years. People are depending on the center for development of the Northeast. People, in fact, we want the Northeast to be developed, infrastructure, economically, in every aspect. So the people want to go together with the government who is in the center.
Mr. Longkumar, tell me one thing. What is it? What is the reason? I mean, can you give your thoughts on what is remaining of the Congress party's presence in the Northeast? Nagaland, Tripura, Meghalaya. Why has the Congress party just over a period of time evaporated, especially last 5 years in the Northeast?
No, it's not audible.
My question to you, Mr. Longkumar, is can I have your thoughts on what has happened to the Congress party's base in the Northeast? How is it moving? How is it moving all to the regional? Okay, we lost the line, I was told right now. Raymond is with us. Raymond, Raymond, are you seeing the numbers coming in from Shillong? Shawan, update us with the numbers from Shillong and then I'll take it forward.
Shillong, the NPP is at 13, at least from the C-voter numbers, the region-wise, if you look at it. Tura also NPP is picking up now.
Shawan is speaking, yeah. You can put your question to him.
Raymond, it does, the bigger picture I would say is that one, the NPP has clear lead, but the BJP there, for a party which had barely any seats, about 2 seats in the last elections, now we are looking at the numbers almost at 8. If it continues, then it's a phenomenal performance by the BJP in the state of Meghalaya.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like we have seen throughout the campaign, in the run-up to the elections, we have seen leaders from the BJP coming to Shillong and moving. This is the first time that the BJP leaders are going to Tura, to remote areas. So there's a possibility of BJP climbing from 2. In fact, they're going to garner more seats this time.
I was looking at the numbers, Raymond, and 2 of the seats that the BJP is leading in, and I'm talking about Meghalaya, were won by the Congress last time. For example, the Moisin Ram seat was won by the Congress last time, and BJP is leading, and also Bagmara was won by an independent candidate. So the point I'm making is that the BJP is making big inroads in seats that it was not holding before. Yeah. Second, Raymond, interestingly out here, and Professor Mao, Bidhayak, out of the 9 seats I saw last time, now TMC is leading in 14. But out of the 9, I found 3 seats that were won by the Congress, Ampati, Chokpot and Mahendraganj, all won by the Congress last time, which means that basic Congress voter has totally switched to the Trinamool Congress. And the Mukul Sangma defection has really worked in the Trinamool Congress's favor. Yeah. So Mukul Sangma factor is very, very strong. In fact, Trinamool even managed to take a lead in the seats of Gambhir, which was won by the NCP in 2018, Jirang, which was won by the NPP 2018. These are all seats which are proving that major eating into Congress votes by the Trinamool Congress. Subir Bhaumik joining us this morning. Subir da, good morning. You're in Mysore seeing the results from Northeast. The trends are clear. The trends are...
If you are seeing every...
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I was there covering the elections, but now it helps to see things from a distance, Arnab, doesn't it?
What are you seeing from a distance right now? The numbers flattening out a little bit. We have the Trinamool making some really big gains, interestingly, in the last 15 to 20 minutes. Trinamool, which was leading in about 8, is now going, can I have the Meghalaya numbers on, is now leading in 14 seats. 14 seats out of 59 in Meghalaya. NPP at 22, BJP at 8. So NPP, BJP are at the halfway mark. UDP gets 6. There is no other party. As long as NPP gets more than 20, it is forming the government in some kind of an alliance. But it's not as hung an assembly as people had predicted, Subirda. It's not as hung an assembly as some people had predicted. It seems to be an NPP, BJP government we are looking at.
You see, Arnav, you and me both are from Northeast. People in Northeast don't like hung stuff because they know if there's a hung thing, it does not work in the favor of the state. And therefore, there is a belated tendency in the Northeast, even the smaller states, to give a decisive verdict because they know if they don't have a stable government, if they have too much of Ayaram, Gayaram, which states like Meghalaya has experienced in the past, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
They want a decisive government. And again, the model is Assam. The model is Assam. Assam is the model in the Northeast. And if you look at Assam, there is a stable government, there is development.
That's the point.
And things are happening. So people elsewhere in the Northeast also wants that kind of a thing to happen. And therefore, people tend to vote decisively. And this Trinamool factor that has come up, it was expected. And this actually proves the point that the national leadership of the Congress is inept in handling far-flung states like the Northeast, Whereas Mamata Banerjee was seen as a Bengali party, Trinamool Congress, Mamata Banerjee.
You know, there is no energy. You see, the problem with the Congress is, problem in the Congress is, there is no party, there is only a brand Rahul Baba campaign. Rebrand Rahul Baba. And I am saying this today, please understand, 257 Twitter followers do not determine elections in India and politics in India. Nobody gives a damn for things like Jairam Ramesh's Bharat Toro Yatra. You look at the numbers in Tripura, viewers, right now, and as Subirda joins me, I want to spend a moment talking about Tripura.
Absolutely.
Tripura, please understand, viewers, what has Himanto done? I said earlier, there is no strategy via Himanto. Himanto is the strategy. Himanto is the strategy. And he's done something remarkable. BJP viewers leading in 17 seats. Last time I was looking. Out of these 17, I found 4 seats that were held by the CPM in 2018. What this means is the BJP has really done the absolutely, completely impossible. It has taken away CPM seats when there is a so-called secular alliance, when there is anti-incumbency, after having changed the chief minister. CPM, out of the seats it was leading, it was only holding seats, meaning that the CPM is not making any additional gains. The CPM is only holding on to some seats. They have not made any gains. There is no incumbency in Tripura. Now, interestingly, the TMP, which is leading in all the seats where the IPFT had won, meaning this is the strategy. Now, come on, tell me about it, Subirda. All the seats the IPFT had won last time are going to TMP now, meaning that the Tripura Mota's promise of Tripuland has gained resonance in the state's tribal belt. You can go around and say, oh, this is, terrible Himanto, devious Himanto, dangerous Himanto, bad Himanto versus good Bharat Toro Yatra, but it has worked. He's broken the vote in the state's tribal belt. And I think he is going to win more seats with a lesser vote share. Yeah.
No, Arnab, let me make things clear here. It's not about Himanto, devious Himanto and all that stuff. The thing is, as Motha gains strength with its separate Tripura land campaign and mobilizes and takes away a lot of tribal voters from the CPM and the other parties towards it, there is a panic in the Bengali population that if Motha has its way and if Maharaj wins a lot of seats, Tripura will be divided. Now, what is the guarantee of, what is the way to stop it? The way to stop it is to decisively vote in favor of a party which can stop Maharaj from breaking up Tripura. Which means what? A party in power in Delhi, which will not concede the demand of Tripura. And this is precisely what Himanto and Amit Shah played up. That Tripura तोड़ने का सवाल नहीं है और हम लोग को वोट दीजिए त्रिपुरा नहीं टूटेगा. Now you have to remember that 70% of the population in Tripura are Bengalis, and these are people who have been uprooted over the years from what was East Pakistan and then Bangladesh. The biggest fear in this population is partition. Biggest fear is displacement. Biggest fear is possible, attacks on them in remote areas. So the way to stop it is to decisively vote for a strong national party which has already said no further division of Assam, no Bodoland separate state, autonomous council is fine.
Tripura, if you see what...
We're getting some more numbers coming in right now. We're getting some more numbers.
Tripura East, BJP getting 40, which means they are so comfortably... In fact, they have beaten, if go by the leads, they are way ahead of their last... last tally as well, Shawan.
No, you are seeing
BJP last time they had 36.
You see, a party has to have an election
This
machinery.
is complete ethnic polarization.
They have 39
no,
now.
I agree. That's very nice phrasing from him.
This is ethnic polarization.
Ethnic polarization, but I disagree with you in part. Because I'll tell you why. Because I disagree with you. You are calling it ethnic polarization. Why don't you say that there has been a relentless campaign by the BJP? You don't like Himanto, but Himanto has done a door-to-door campaign in Agartala. He has attended 3 rallies in Tripura on a single day. He has attended 3 rallies in Tripura on a single day. He's a master, alliance master.
In Bengal, Trinamool says BJP is outsider party. Is that not?
So headline right now is BJP
is bettering its tally of the last election.
I am from Tripura, please try to understand. This polarization, BJP has the organization to capitalize on it. It's not just the polarization that is important. If you don't have the organization to capitalize on it, it doesn't work. So
do not bring in
polarization
here.
The BJP played on it. BJP said, pardon?
If you think oversimplifying this,
it's a fact of
is,
the polarization started.
Can I speak, please? Can I speak, please?
No, Arnab, can I
the fact
this?
Is,
can I finish this, Arnab?
Okay, please, and then I will add my bit.
No, here the point is, there is a complete fear with this Tripura land campaign that there will be a division of Tripura. It's an unrealistic proposition, but the Maharaj has played it up to a fever pitch in tribal areas. And that has created a backlash, that has created a counter fear among the majority Bengali population. You have to understand, this rootless, uprooted East Bengali population, they're always scared of partition. This is the fact of life. And therefore, then the BJP plays it up,
saying, you have been repeating yourself. And I still believe that this is an oversimplification of the situation in the northeast and especially Tripura. The fact is that Hemanta Dada has been leading by example.
Okay.
Can I please now have my say? I did not interrupt you. Now, oversimplification does not work. The point here is that the way Assam has been progressing, the example is here for the other northeastern states to see. When the other northeastern states see the way a leader can change the fate of a state by good governance, by making sure that the organization is working hard on ground, relentlessly, with a lot of honest devotion, you see the changes. So last time, at a similar time 5 years ago, we thought BJP was doing well in the northeast. We are breaking our own records because we have put up a report card which shows the people that we walk the talk. Which shows the people that we mean business.
Can I just say one thing out here? I want to go across to waiting for a long time, Professor Xavier Mao. Finally, we lined him up from Shillong. Professor Xavier, sorry to keep you waiting for a long time. Pankaj is joining us from our Delhi studios. And one thing I would say here, headline, as a certain headline this morning, this is not a sweep. This is a super sweep. So BJP super sweep in Tripura, settled story. Can we move to the other states? There's no point discussing Tripura right now, apart from just probably congratulating Himanta Biswa Sharma on air. And I want to say this about Himanta Biswa Sharma. People say I like him. I don't like him, but you have to appreciate. I like him, but you have to appreciate what he does politically, and you have to realize that his man has built
the elections.
Kamru Chaudhary is your gift to the BJP. Your gift to the BJP. You don't exist.
No,
you exist on Twitter.
People in your panel like the BJP spokesperson who have never visited the Northeast and they are commenting on the politics of the Northeast. You very well know tribalism, money power is the most important factor in the Northeast elections. Time and again, whoever was ruling the center will invariably rule the Northeastern states.
Which works from an air-conditioned office.
It is not a sweep.
We are a party which works on the ground.
BJP super sweep in Tripura.
That is helping the BJP
out.
Republic
Bangla.
The numbers that are coming in from Republic Bangla right now is BJP.
We got an update from Republic Bangla, and Mayuk is going to be live with us in a minute from Republic Bangla. We are going to be going across to Mayuk in some time. In some time. But Shravan is telling me that Republic Bangla, which is the number one channel in Bengal and Tripura. By the way, the most popular channel in Bengal and Tripura is Republic Bangla, and Republic Bangla is saying something.
Shravan has got the maximum number of reporters sending us numbers right now. BJP has about 39, Left Front has about 11, Tripura Mata is about 11. So if you look at the alliance of Left and the Congress, completely out. The Congress numbers have really gone down Tripura Mata is about 11 right now. BJP clear victory.
No, it's clear. Tripura Mata has put paid to any chances that the left Congress alliance would have fancied for themselves. Essentially, the tribal belt. Remember, the Bengali vote remains with the BJP, and the tribal vote goes to the Tripura Mata.
You got Mayuk. You can go across to him. Mayuk from the Republic Bangla newsroom. A lot of excitement there this morning. What are the latest updates from Republic Bangla, Mayuk? What are you been really, by the way, Republic Bangla doing a fantastic job of covering the latest results everywhere, especially in Tripura. They have maximum presence on the ground. You know, I'm told they have hundreds of people on the ground tracking it today. So I want an update from him on that. And by the way, also want to ask you, Mayuk, that I think that you have an important by-election result also that we are waiting for from Sagar Dighi bypoll in Bengal. So you can tell us about that as well. Mayuk, over to you.
Well, Arnab, very good morning, and this is indeed a breaking news situation in Bengal because right now what we are getting in the recent numbers from the by-election in Bengal. First, I would like to go into that. The Sagar Dighi numbers, what they are reflecting in the initial stage after the postal ballot and the first and second round, Congress and left is going to win. That is what the basic morning numbers are reflecting. They are leading in Sagar Dighi. It's in Murshidabad. It's a minority-dominated constituency. Over 80% of the voters are minorities there, and there Congress and the left alliance is leading in all the way. BJP is in the third position.
1 minute. Are you telling me the Trinamool is trailing from here? 1 minute. Are you telling me the Trinamool is trailing from here?
Exactly. Trinamool is trailing from here, and this was a litmus test for Mamata Banerjee after Naushad Siddiqui was arrested, after minorities they flocked the streets regarding Naushad Siddiqui and ISF's arrest, and this was indeed a litmus test in Murshidabad. But right now
there's what we are seeing here. If that happens, Mayuk, would it be fair to say it's an anti-Trinamool vote in a minority-dominated constituency that saw almost 74% voting this time? So people turned out in huge numbers in Sagar Dighi. So it's an anti-Trinamool vote. We're getting news of what is probably an early setback out there from Sagar Dighi, but it's too early to say. I think we're going to have to track this closely. Mayuk, big news there. Sagar Dighi. Mayuk telling us about the big news story from Sagar Dighi. Mayuk, going to come back to you on this very, very fascinating story out there. I mean, look at the way the cookie is crumbling out there from Mamata Banerjee. And she's been going too aggro against anyone who questions her. You know, anyone she doesn't like, she'll put cases. I mean, I lose track of the number of cases she's put against Republic Bangla. But bad times for Mamata, I guess. You know, but good news for Mamata in Bengal at the same time. In Meghalaya, where she's making a significant entry. I want to go across to Professor Xavier Mao from Shillong. Professor Mao, we're seeing the numbers a little bit stable right now from Shillong. NPP BJP alliance is at almost a certainty now. 24 and 12 are the seats that they have, so they can form the government, but only if they are together. What do you think, Professor? 10,
at this stage, of course, very difficult to say.
Yeah.
But definitely they can have an alliance. And if their number is short of absolute majority, other smaller party can even join and form a coalition government. So there is not a problem at all. But I feel at this stage a little bit too early to say.
Well, in fact,
okay. But Professor, if you, Shawan, you want to take the next question?
Just an update with regards to the numbers. If you really look at the BJP, how they are doing well, this is at the cost, surprisingly, it's at the cost of the Congress party in the state of Meghalaya, because at least about 3 seats where the BJP is leading. Previously, it was won by the Congress party, and some seats, of course, with the NPP. The number here is almost about 10 that we are putting out as far as. Let's put out the Meghalaya numbers right now. Let's put out the Meghalaya numbers.
Decimated.
Congress has been is nowhere in the picture. Actually, let's be the big picture is that Congress has been completely decimated in the state of Meghalaya. BJP makes that huge entry of almost 10 right now. Trinamool Congress. Can you imagine BJP and Congress? BJP and the Trinamool Congress almost neck to neck. It's 10 and 11. So if it'll be in a short while from now, we should actually try and go across to Conrad also. Professor Mao, it's very clear. do you see the BJP and the NPP coming together, leaving no room this time for the regional parties? It's the NPP, BJP coming together.
Well, for the UDP, I cannot say that they will not win sufficient number. UDP may, towards the end, win a good number, but the other party, yes, as you have rightly said, I don't see any possibility at all. Not only in Meghalaya, but even in Nagaland, Congress has been completely decimated. That I agree. And in the Northeast, the general trend is whichever big ruling party is there at the center, they all almost blindly follow that. So with that general trend, I think we can fairly conclude that definitely BJP and its major party can form an alliance.
But this was the last opportunity, wasn't it? I mean, for the Congress in Meghalaya in a way.
Yeah, but now at this stage, Congress is almost decimated.
Yeah.
Well, in fact,
but if they want to be further decimated just a little bit, if this is not enough, they should certainly send Rahul Gandhi, because I mean we must only if Rahul Gandhi and Jairam Ramesh go to Northeast can they decimate it further.
You know, in fact, if Conrad Sangma is watching today, last in 2018 elections, Arnab, when he sat with us, his numbers were increasing the moment he sat on Republic TV. In fact, Conrad should be joining us in a short while from now.
But we got Shornali from Agartala, Smita Prakash joining us live, so let's keep moving fast. Shornali, good morning. Shornali from Republic Bangla, who's reporting from Agartala. So this is like a super sweep. Eta to mane janina expect korechilo ki na, eta to mane super sweep hoye geche. Almost 40 seats are there for the BJP. So how are people responding in Agartala? Is this on expected lines? Is this what was expected, Shornali?
Yeah, Arnab, good morning. It's almost 9 a.m. and though it's too early to say, but it's clear that the trend is towards BJP, towards the Gerua Brigade. We said as we said that, and right now the situation is almost 39. BJP is leading in 39 seats, and Mokha is leading almost 10 seats, and CPM left is leading in almost 12 seats. That right now we are in Umakanto Academy, where the main counting is going on. And it's almost 1 hour, and the trend is a little bit slowly it's clear to us. And one more thing which is very important, that from West Bengal, TMC contested in 28 seats in Tripura, and very strong allegation which is made by BJP State President Rajiv Bhattacharya. He said, he just came before few minutes, he said that TMC spent so much of money for this election, for campaigning, for candidate also, which is, I think, very strong comment, that TMC is spending crores on the campaign and also for the candidate. So it's a very important update, I think, because yesterday also Shubhendu Adhikari from West Bengal, he made a strong allegation that from West Bengal TMC came here just for vote political tourism, election tourism and they spent so much of money, and the money is collected from the corruption from West Bengal, which is very strong comment. And right now we are here, and the people are saying that definitely BJP has got only 5 years, and 2 years almost they didn't able to work for COVID, and in 3 years they did lots of work. So people of Tripura, they are really interested. They are really want that if they want to give another chance to BJP. And yesterday we spoke to King Pradot Kishore Manikko Bahadur, and he said that off the record he is very clearly said that he is also thinking about post-poll alliances, and which is inclined to BJP. So it's clear that BJP is a very strong side in Tripura. And the other side, that we spoke to Shudip Roy Bormon, the one promising candidate for Congress, and we saw that whenever we are asking for the question of alliances left and Congress, he almost just lost her temper, and he said that that the entire exit poll for Tripura is completely fake and completely it's a promotion for BJP, and there was no exit
I
poll.
know, I've been hearing that.
It's clear that they are very.
Yeah, I've been hearing that, Swarnali.
So they said that complete exit polls from.
But I'll tell you on a lighter note, the Congress party needs a political root canal surgery. They should go to Manik Saha. Manik Saha is a dentist. Do you know Manik Saha? Swarnali, Manik Saha is a dentist. Swarnali, are you there? Manik Saha is a dentist by profession, right? Before he joined the BJP 2016, he has a good dental practice
and was a Congress person and did not contest the elections, has kept a low profile.
But you know, really just look at the numbers. Swarnali, I'm going to come back to you. Thank you so much for that update. I'm going to come back to you with more news from Tripura. But just look at the number from you see, if Tripura is a super sweep, I don't know what to call Nagaland. Nagaland is a one-way ticket.
And the opposition did
it's
not
a one-way. It's a one-way ticket.
They gave up even though the first vote was polled.
No, you see, I just have a before I go across, I'll go to Smita next. But the Alungtai seat, party president Temjen Imna Along candidate, right? We have a tic tac with him, which just came in from our reporter. Can I just play that out? And by the way, before I go across to that, viewers, I want to just tell you right now numbers from Nagaland: 49 seats
and almost all cabinet ministers. In fact, if you see,
which means the BJP has 80% seat share in Nagaland. Are you telling me that?
Almost of the nine
49 of the 60 viewers going to the BJP, and the Congress is at 2.
And of the 9 cabinet ministers,
let's play that, please. Please listen.
The state BJP president of Nagaland, Temjen Imna Longkumer. Temjen, I would like to know from you your first reaction as the results, the counting process have started and results have started to reflect.
I think the PDA alliance of the NDPP BJP will come with an absolute majority. And as the counting has already started, we are looking forward for the mandate of the people, which we fought together on the theme of peace and development. And that has been the main theme on which we have fought. And we know that the mandate of the people will be with the alliance. And under the chief ministership of Honorable Chief Minister Rio, the government on the 14th Nagaland Legislative Assembly will be formed.
Whenever there is an higher voter turnout, people say that it is an anti-incumbency wave. But in Nagaland, we have seen that despite a very high voter turnout of around 85% plus, it is a pro-incumbency wave that we have witnessed. How would you like to explain it?
We have to remember that the leadership of Shri Narendra Modi ji, the Honorable Prime Minister of our country, is the driving force behind the alliance also here in Nagaland. And Modi ji's programs, Modi ji's vision, and Modi ji's double engine sarkar have been perforated down even in our state of Nagaland to the last village here. And so the alliance, the PDA, NDPP and BJP alliance has come about with the trust and with the belief and with the blessings of Shri Narendra Modi ji, our most loved Honorable Prime Minister. And that is the brand which is selling in Nagaland also. That's why pro-incumbency.
One particular question in this regard, you have said that there is brand Modi which is selling here in Nagaland. In Nagaland, there were a lot of challenges that BJP particularly faced because there were various groups which tried to color the BJP as a saffron party, and hence that the people of Nagaland should oppose it. But the results today, as it is reflecting, doesn't show any resistance as far as the mandate is concerned. It is the people who have embraced BJP wholeheartedly in. How this mechanism was built, how you made it happen?
See, to be branded as saffron party, obviously, I would put it this way. What does saffron mean is also a matter of our thought process. It is a very beautiful color and it is inclusive. Now, religion is the oldest, gimmick that has been played negatively in all politics. But if you look at our state here in Nagaland, we know very well Modi ji's vision towards the Northeast and Nagaland has not been targeted or deprived for any particular religious sect or party. It is for all. And so, the very propaganda of many other issues which may be relevant for some places in the rest of the country cannot be used as a weapon in a state like Nagaland, where people are faithful Christians. We know our place, we know our faith, and at the same time, we know the party and the leader called Narendra Modi ji and Amit Shah ji and Nadda ji and Santosh ji, who are very resilient to make sure that development and progress and peace comes to Nagaland.
When you were talking about peace, my one specific question that I have regarding the Naga political issue, the talks are on and no conclusion is witnessed here. Are you hopeful that
this alliance of the BJP NDPP is now at 50 out of 60 in Nagaland, and in Meghalaya the number right now, if I can have that, is I think about 32, 24 and 11. 35 out of 59 is NPP BJP together, right? And you have about 40 out of 60 in Tripura for BJP. So Smita, what's the bigger headline? I mean, if you were to draw a bigger inference from all this, read a broad trend, this is the first of the semi-finals leading up to 2024. What would you say?
Yeah, so if I was to just see an overall picture, just remember that this is an area which the BJP is looking to get more seats come the 2024 elections. They need more numbers from here. So it's a kind of a semi-final for them. But amazing numbers coming from Nagaland. Just remember, it's a Christian majority state. So, the fact that the BJP is doing so well and it's Rio's clout and the NPF's decline that has steadily been growing, and the BJP has managed to, or the combined, the NDPP BJP combined, they seem to be working towards a majority, and it's a statement that this whole thing about BJP being a Hindu majoritarian and all that, it's obvious here, the numbers that are coming in from the three northeastern states, that Hindu majoritarian card that is always thrown at BJP has not worked. People want to see results on the ground. In Tripura, I think what you were saying is right, that the Manik Saha bet has worked for the BJP, his low profile, and I saw the crowds that were coming in. I was there in Agartala. I saw the crowds that were coming in for the rally of Amit Shah. Manik Saha has this, this quiet way of functioning, which is appreciated. Pradyut is doing pretty well as a newcomer. He's managed to make a score. I think that is to be appreciated too. Whether he's eaten into the left parties or the remnants of the Congress remains to be seen. But Meghalaya is the surprising thing. The TMC is creeping in, and I think that whole Bengali outsider tag that the TMC was getting, that doesn't seem to have worked. And whether it doesn't look likely that they will team up with the Congress. It's been so bitter, the parting of ways between the two parties. So it will throw up. I think Meghalaya will be interesting.
You just mentioned there. You mentioned there about Meghalaya and the Congress party. I want to go to Bikram Banerjee in Kolkata. Bikram, good morning. Arnab here.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning. We were looking at Meghalaya. I first want a comment from you on what you think is the overall results trend from a Trinamool Congress perspective, because I'm also seeing a very interesting trend coming in from Shagardhigi, which is a strong minority population, where I was told last update from Republic Bangla is that Congress left was leading. But we'll talk about Shagardhigi later. From Mamata Banerjee's perspective and from Abhishek's perspective, what would the results so far in Tripura and Meghalaya indicate?
See, I personally feel Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee is not a factor in Tripura and as well as Meghalaya, because their campaign, their popularity and whatever maybe, that is only restricted in Bengal. And outside Bengal, there is nothing what they can gather any votes, not they have any popularity in any other states in India. So far as Tripura is concerned, it is in the morning trend. It's showing that 10 to 12 seats which they are leading. But it happens here and there because Congress party is also a split. And I personally feel that in the overall these northeastern states, BJP has a big factor. And I personally also feel that Modi factor, what is called Modi magic, that is also a big factor which is occurring among the voters as well as the common people, which is raising so much of votes as well as so much of seats, and as well as the people of particular in each and every states where BJP is gaining more and more, you can say, popularity, or the more and more the voters are giving votes for this political party. It seems that they are in a stronger position as of in the morning trends show.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Bikram, there. And I want to go back to just a minute to Shubirda on this. I was analyzing the trend from Meghalaya. Shubirda, you know it well. The Congress, which has emerged as the single largest party every time, never winning less than 20 of the 60 seats, this time is the biggest loser. So first comment on that, and because one of our guests earlier said that whichever is the major or the leading party in Delhi usually centralizes its position in Northeast, it was felt that the BJP may not be able to do that because of this saffron party image. But that, of course, does not cut any ice. But the sense here is, when I'm looking detailed way at the Congress result, I'm actually following the Congress very closely in Northeast this time, because the question is not what happens to the Congress, Subirta. The question is where the Congress vote goes. Yeah. And I have a few extrapolation. My first point I want to make, Subirta, to you is that to me it appears, and people may be shocked at this, that about half the Congress vote goes to the BJP. Yes. This is, people may not agree with me on this, but I'm telling you that's the trend I'm seeing, and that half the Congress vote goes to the BJP. And then the question then is, Subirda, after that, where does the rest of the half go? In this case, the rest of the half primarily goes to the Trinamool Congress in Bengal. So, what do you make of that?
Well, I'll tell you, Arnav, I quite agree with you, and I have an explanation for this. There is a certain amount of voters who always in the Northeast want to vote for an important national party. It used to be Congress in the good old days, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi's time. But now with the weakening of the Congress at the national level, this particular voting segment, which thinks Northeast future lies with India, Northeast future does not lie with some of the secessionist forces who have been running around with guns all these years. This is the voting population, and this cuts across ethnic lines, may I tell you that, who want a strong national party and their presence in the state to accelerate the process of development. That's what counts for them. Yeah. And these are the people who, when they thought Congress has lost out, Congress has lost its way, thought BJP is the national political alternative in the region. So for them, the big national party is also the big regional party in a way. They are the people. And when you have the same faces switching over from Congress to BJP, bringing the same kind of understanding of local politics, Himanta Biswa Sarma is the classic example. He's a Congress product. But the way he comes into BJP and then, he plays out across the region, replacing. So the Congress does not have something like that anymore. They don't have a Santosh Mohan Dev. They have lost out Himanta Biswa Sarma. They have smaller lightweights in the region. And therefore, this segment of population, which believes that their state should be rolled not by some chota-mota regional party, but some big, national party, to join the region with the nation and continue the process of development, look east and all that, they automatically switch to BJP. They won't vote for one of the regional parties. It's only those voters who are driven by regional passions, like some tribal voters in Tripura this time would vote for the Maharaj, because they think, greater Tripura land. Whether it is possible or not, they won't even think. Just the appeal of this whole slogan brings them behind the Maharaj. So they don't think that, if the central, and therefore,
it's not a very good day for the Trinamool, Subhita. I have an update again from Republic. It's not a good day for the Trinamool. From the Mamata Banerjee's perspective, the entry of the BJP, the inability to really strike.
Can I come to Sagar Digi?
Sagar Digi, can I get Mayuk on Sagar Digi? Sagar Digi and Republic is the only national channel tracking Sagar Digi.
I have an explanation for that.
Can I just get the update and I'll come to you for the explanation after that. Viewers, this is the big result. That's where the Lutyens media gets it totally wrong. The Lutyens media does not have any idea how to read signals. They have no idea of journalism. They don't know anything of what happens on the ground. They're a walking, talking disaster out there, looking disheveled and shorn and dissatisfied every morning of the result. Sagar Digi, Republic Bangla tracking. Mayuk, first tell our national audience why Sagar Digi is important. One. Then, what has happened in Sagar Digi? And B, C, will the trend change in the next 1 hour or so, say? Sagar Digi is a bipole in Bengal, by the way.
Well, Arnab, Sagar Digi, yes, Arnab, Sagar Digi in Murshidabad, the bipole is happening there because of the fact that the Trinamool MLA, he passed away recently. And one curious thing is happening in Sagar Digi since morning. From the postal ballots, that's usually the votes of the Sarkari, the people, the government employees. There also the left and Congress is leading, and then when the EVM counting started in the first and second round also, now the lead is almost 700. Cong and left are leading in 700 votes. Trinamool is trailing. Trinamool is in the second position, and earlier also Shubhendu Adhikari said, Shubhendu Adhikari clearly said,
1 minute. Explain to me how big is the gap. How big is the gap? It's
700 is the gap in the second round of election. Almost 75% of the voting happened, and that's huge, Arnab.
So that's interesting. So the reading I'm getting out here, Subrashta, is that Trinamool doesn't do very well in Tripura. Trinamool doesn't do extremely well in Meghalaya. It makes a mark, but Trinamool loses or is being really challenged in its own base with government employees, local anger, and also this is a minority-dominated state. So minority vote moving away from Mamata Banerjee at a time when she's been really at odds with several leaders. So Mamata Banerjee, can I get Mayuk on the right? The big story that I'm getting out here is Mamata Banerjee Trinamool Congress's ambitions outside Bengal may have the party distracted and losing in its own base in Bengal. Can I have Mayuk on the right, please, because you're commenting on Sagar Digi. Yes, Subrashta.
Yes, Arnab, you are right. The only reading that I have for the TMC in the northeastern states is that Mamata Banerjee is really trying to expand her base, no doubt about it. But the whole narrative that the BJP has been fielding, that she has been, sort of giving a lot of credence to Bangladeshi migrants, does not go down well either in Meghalaya or on Tripura.
Sorry, I have to cut you short there because
why all the outsider insider
addressing the G20 foreign ministers. I'll cut to that and just come back to you in a bit. Yeah.
is in crisis today. The architecture of global governance created after the Second World War was to serve two functions. First, to prevent future wars by balancing competing interests. Second, to foster international cooperation on issues of common interests. The experience of the last few years, financial crisis, climate change, pandemic, terrorism, and wars clearly shows that global governance has failed in both its mandates. We must also admit that the tragic consequences of this failure are being faced most of all by the developing countries. After years of progress, we are at risk today of moving back on the sustainable development goals. Many developing countries are struggling with unsustainable debt while trying to ensure food and energy security for their people. They are also the ones most affected by global warming caused by richer countries. This is why India's G20 presidency has tried to give a voice to the global south. No group can claim global leadership without listening to those most affected by its decisions. Excellencies, you are meeting at a time of deep global divisions. As Foreign Minister, it is but natural that your discussions are affected by the geopolitical tensions of the day. We all have our positions and our perspectives on how this tension should be resolved. However, as the leading economies of the world, we also have a responsibility toward those who are not in this room. The world looks upon the G20 to ease the challenges of growth, development, economic resilience, disaster resilience, financial stability, transnational crime, corruption, terrorism, and food and energy security. In all these areas, the G20 has capacity to build consensus and deliver concrete results. We should not allow issues that we cannot resolve together to come in the way of those we can. As you meet in the land of Gandhi and the Buddha, I pray that you will draw inspiration from India's civilizational ethos to focus not on what divides us, but on what unites us. Excellencies, in recent times, we have seen the most disastrous pandemic of a century. We have witnessed thousands of lives lost in natural disasters. We have seen global supply chains break down during times of stress. We have seen stable economies suddenly overwhelmed by debt and financial crisis. These experiences clearly show the need for resilience in our societies, in our economies, in our healthcare systems, and in our infrastructure. The G20 has a critical role to play in finding the right balance between growth and efficiency on one hand and resilience on the other. We can reach this balance more easily by working together. That is why your meeting is important. I have full trust in your collective wisdom and ability. I am sure that today's meeting will be ambitious, inclusive, action-oriented, and will rise above differences. I thank you and wish you all the best for a productive meeting.
That was the Prime Minister addressing the G20 summit, the Prime Minister's address to the G20 foreign ministers meet that has started. Keeping a close track on the election results, the big news now emerging from the state of Meghalaya, Nagaland and Tripura. The latest numbers quickly. Let's just go through the numbers that we're getting in from the state of Meghalaya, where the NPP stands at about 24. The BJP is at 9, UDP at 8 and Trinamool Congress about 12. That's the big picture that's emerging right now. Smita Prakash, just a quick word from you with regards to what's really happening in the state of Meghalaya. We see the Prime Minister's roadshow and also, Nalin Kohli is also joining us right now from Nagaland. Just a quick word from Nalin Kohli and then Smita, I'll come to you. As far as Nagaland is concerned, a clean sweep, the NDPP and the BJP. And the Congress has been completely decimated in a state where they had a hold for a very long time, Nalin Kohli.
So I'll request you to bear with me for a minute or two, because actually I am Prabhari of Nagaland, and before this I was Prabhari of Meghalaya, Mizoram and Manipur. So I've been in the Northeast in the last 1 decade, been given party assignments. So I think there are many points to make. The first is that the focus on the Northeast started under Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, which was a look east policy. Then he set up the Department of Northeast Affairs and he set up the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. And then under Prime Minister Modi, it's gone to another level. Look East has become Act East. And the focus on the Northeast is absolutely phenomenal. Prime Minister Modi himself has visited the Northeast about 51 times. That is more than all Prime Ministers before him. They've never visited the Northeast so much. 400 plus visits by ministers once in every 15 days. Infrastructure development is at a different level. Prime Minister Modi was speaking at Shillong and he had pointed out that prior to his government coming in 2014, the total amount of money spent by Government of India for infrastructure in the Northeast was less than 2 lakh crores. In the last 8 years, it is 7 lakh crores. Highways, internet, infrastructure, airways, airports, railways. In Nagaland, that is what is giving us great benefit, or even in other states. In Nagaland, we have been in coalition with the NDPP. Chief Minister Rio has been here. We have, like last time, contested in an alliance. They have contested 40 seats. The BJP has contested 20. Our agenda has been absolutely positive, peace and development. And it's reflecting. In Nagaland, people want development. They want peace. And they have faith on this alliance. They have faith on Prime Minister Modi. If I may just point out that Home Minister Amit Shah is the first Home Minister in the history of India to spend a night in Eastern Nagaland